My name is Cockett and I'm the Director of Bridport Arts Centre, and this is my very first From Page to Screen Festival, and I'm looking forward to it as much as I hope many of you are this evening. This year, as many of you know, we have had no single curator, but instead a selection of curators and guest speakers, making this, we believe, a very exciting and eclectic programme of films and events over 5 days. We invited our guest curators and speakers to choose their own favourite adaptations. Bridport Film Society curated the 11 o'clock screenings, choosing their favourites. Harriet Walter picked her favourite film, The French Lieutenant's Woman, and Deborah Moggart will be here to talk about how she adapted Pride and Prejudice for the screen in 2005. The From Page to Screen committee selected a few films too, including one of my own favourites, The Princess Bride, a book that they said couldn't be made into a film. We hope that you too will find favourite films amongst the films we have selected. Tonight's film, The Imitation Game, is an excellent example of British filmmaking and has been nominated for many awards. The screenplay by Graham Moore has won multiple awards for Best Adapted Screenplay, including an Oscar. Some of you here this evening may have been at the Bletchley workshops this afternoon, and still more of you will have encountered the Enigma machine on your way in this evening. One of the things that makes From Page to Screen so special is the events that complement the films and the people who deliver them. I'm delighted to be able to say that Tom Briggs from the Bletchley Park Trust is going to say a few words before the screening commences this evening. However, before I hand over to Tom, I have a few thank yous to do. Thank you firstly to the funders of From Page to Screen, including the British Film Institute, who have supported the festival and its development over the past 7 years. Thank you too to West Dorset District Council, who understand the positive impact this festival has on the people of Bridport and West Dorset. Thank you to Bath Spa University, who have written the wonderful film notes that you can enjoy here this evening, and the film notes for all of the films, and whose students from Artswork Media are here filming this evening for the full 5 days to document the festival. And you can watch out for these hot off the vest films every morning at 10 o'clock on the From Page to Screen website. Thank you to the Arts University of Bournemouth, who have once again sponsored the festival, and to Judith Noble, Senior Lecturer in Film Production, who will be introducing Night of the Demon on Sunday afternoon. A very special thanks again to Bridport Film Society, who generously sponsor the festival and have also this year curated the wonderful selection of films at 11 o'clock every day as part of their 50th anniversary. I must also thank the From Page to Screen committee. It would not be possible without all of the committee members, especially in a year without a single curator, to have pulled this off. Your expertise and enthusiasm is greatly valued. So thank you to Nick June, Paul Marshall, Chris Pike, Inez Cavill, Kelly Mullins and Abby Irving Bell. To the Electric Palace and the whole team here, a big thank you. This partnership is an important part of what makes this festival successful. To the Bridport Arts Centre staff, who are instrumental in making this festival happen, and to whom I would personally like to say a very warm and heartfelt thank you. And to the Bridport Arts Centre board for their guidance and support to the Arts Centre and their commitment to our ambitions and goals. And very importantly, to all of the local businesses who have sponsored the festival, many of whom are here this evening, we thank you for your generous support. It really wouldn't be possible to create a festival like this without your help. A special thank you to the Alleyways, Bridport's Antique Centre, for sponsoring this evening's event, and to Wessex Wines, who supported our sponsor event. Finally, thank you to all of you, to our audiences, for your interest and enthusiasm in celebrating the art of adapting books into film. So here is to you all, to all of our funders and partners, and to a successful and enjoyable From Page to Screen 2015. Enjoy the films.
Hello, I'm Tom, and I'm not going to waffle too long. I know you want to get on with watching the film. I've been asked to say a few words, and I would like to say that obviously I think Bletchley Park has an important part of the World War II story, which is in itself an important part of fairly recent history. I would say that because I'm paid by the Bletchley Park Trust. But I do wholeheartedly believe it, and I went for the job in the first place because I think it's a fascinating part of history. It's a particularly fascinating part of World War II because while there's a lot of really interesting things and important things to find out about II. The things that happened at Bletchley Park have only really, relatively recently started to come to light. And even now, we're finding new information and we're starting to correct things that we thought we knew and find out things that surprise everybody. You may have seen in the news recently, in the recent doing up of some of the old Bletchley Park huts, which were left to rot after the end of World War II. They've been rebuilt with funding from the National Lottery, and as part of that rebuild process, bits of paper were found stuffed into cracks in the walls. And these bits of paper turned out to be quite interesting from the point of view of figuring out what they were doing in terms of code breaking. And it seems that these were scraps of paper that they'd stuffed into little nooks and crannies just to keep the draft out in the cold winters. But from our point of view, we've put them together in an exhibition and made a fantastic new exhibition in Hut 12 about these bits of paper, these tiny little scraps of paper, most of them not even whole, that are telling us so much more than we already knew. And that's one of the reasons I really find my job interesting. I'm actually education officer at Bletchley Park, so my job is to go around the country with an Enigma machine and go into schools and help spread the story of Bletchley Park, which is the agenda that I've got from my employers. My own personal agenda is to spread interest in mathematics, which I think the Enigma machine helps me do tremendously well. Those of you who have seen me today and listened to me waffling about code breaking in Enigma and Bletchley Park will already know that the machine that I've had with me today is actually, number one, a real one, and number two, in the movie that you're about to see. So you have a star of the movie in the room with you. Unfortunately, it's probably not the one that you really want. But for the record, he's a really nice guy. I want to finish and say, if anybody hasn't been to Bletchley Park for a visit, it is well worth a trip. Again, obviously I'm going to say that, but I do believe it. Before I started